So you're up.
Yep, we're now recording and live on YouTube.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're doing Michael Javante Flood, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And this is a misdemeanor complaint for domestic violence, or is it a bond violation?
Bond violation.
Mr. Flood, you have an attorney present. He's going to put his appearance on the record. Go ahead.
Personally appearing on behalf of defendant Michael Flood.
What I have here is a bond violation on a domestic violence case. The offense date on that is March 31st, 2020. The location 11,100 South Wayne Road, Shannon, Monet, DePriest, and a mile in DePriest is the complainant victims. This is a domestic violence and assault and battery case. Lieutenant, any comments on the case?
Your Honor, I have limited information about this. This is a 2020 case. I have not had any contact with Mr. Flood since that original arrest.
But he's in custody today, and Romulus Police picked him up from where?
Southfield Lathrop had contact with him, and we picked him up from them, Your Honor.
Well, then I'm going to have to read about 5 pages of a police report to figure this out, so sit tight. All right, Royce, go ahead.
So, as you just mentioned, like this charge is from way back, right when kind of the COVID shutdown started, March of 2020. So he's gone for quite a long time without any sort of hiccups regarding his conditions of bond. According to Mr. Flood, this was a misunderstanding. I went ahead and took the liberty of reading in the Riot Act about how seriously this court takes the no contact orders and violations of these no contact orders. It seems to me that he understands the seriousness with which the court takes these violations. I explained to him that it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, that he is not to have any contact whatsoever unless a judge changes the order. He seems to understand that. I am hopeful that this is the only time that you will see him here for a bond violation. You know, he's obviously itching to get this put behind him, but with jury trials being what they are, it is what it is. We would just ask that the court consider just keeping him on the personal bond. I think that he understands now that you know, he needs to do everything in his power to stay away from this person, but he has gone, you know, for quite a long time without any sort of hiccups whatsoever.
Mr. Flood, who arraigned you on this case? Let me look.
Judge, you said?
No, I honestly don't remember anything. It's been so long. They never contacted me, sent me an email or the text. They said they were going to call me and let me know. I never received anything, so I thought it was gone. Honestly, I didn't even expect to still have it. I don't have nothing on my record besides that.
Well, Mr. Flood, my concern is the police report.
In the beginning of this case, I never put my hair.
I want you to pay close attention to detail. You're to have no contact with Shannon, M-O-N-E, DePriest, and a mile in DePriest. You're to have no third-party contact. You can't send a message to a family member or friend, no cell phone, text messaging, or any social media contact. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You cannot return to, be in, around, or near 11,100 Wayne Road. Where do you live?
I live in Rosedale Park.
Where do you live in Rosedale Park?
Warwick Street,
That
Detroit, Michigan. I'm sorry.
the address ending in 303 is correct.
Correct.
Phone number ending in 6246 is correct.
Correct.
Your bond is going to be $3,000, 10%. I'm going to lower it from what they're requesting. With those conditions, no contact with the complainant victim. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant, case number 20-0918.
Your Honor.
This is still in line waiting for a jury trial that we had a meeting about yesterday that they're going to start scheduling. So let's see what happens. Royce, you're good?
Yep. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up Mr. Flood. Is that all we have with Romulus?
Yeah, yes, I believe so. I've only got one more that's out of Van Buren, I believe.
All right, I'll be gone for a minute and we'll do Van Buren.
Good morning, Van Buren. Who do we have first?
Hi, this is Officer McCarthy. We have Mr. Angel Ramos.
Okay, perfect. The magistrate will be on in just a moment.
Okay, thank you. All right. Just so you know, everything is recorded, audio and video. Okay. When you're speaking to the judge, speak clearly. If you wish not to lower your mask, if you wish to lower your mask, be far enough away. Okay. All right, do me a favor. I want you to slide over. This other gentleman is a little interesting to say the least. Trying to have any contact with him. Okay.
All right, just come on in, Kevin, and have a seat on the bench there. Thanks, buddy. That's exactly what I thought it was.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I thought you had to swear to him. I'm like, no, during the week, I sign on all the warrants, so we just arraign them like a normal warrant arrest.
Okay, they're almost ready. So
That's
so
fine.
we got no bail information. We have nothing. So what? They got all that too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because in order for me to arraign, I have to do a bond recommendation and fill out all the paperwork here.
Okay.
Um,
I assume they would have sent that to us, or we would send that. We sent.
no, I took care of it all.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
when I sign on the warrants, I get everything over to court for arraignment.
Okay.
So the next day, like I told Rini, I said, the only time we need to come up here and arraign is if we have to swear to the warrant on like a weekend.
Okay.
Felony.
All right.
He was like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, I know.
Well,
you're-
we got different people being trained on this, you know, because you can't have one person doing it all the time. Afternoon, Your Honor.
Oh,
Good morning.
good afternoon. Good morning.
Or afternoon.
The first arraignment is going to be who? Kevin
Uh,
Crowley?
Sure. Come on up, Kevin. Stand right here. He's in front of you now, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt. If we could actually do Ramos first. He's the one with
Sure.
the
All right.
MIDC. The next one does not have MIDC, so I think that it would work better to do Ramos first.
Mr. Ramos, step right up here, sir. Right about here. Make sure you speak clearly, okay?
I'm sorry. Over here.
Here. I'll turn this up a little bit. Get that smile for
No, this pens suck.
Chrissy, you're on my agenda today. I've been back just for a couple days. I haven't forgot you. I got your email.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Angel David Ramos. This is a felony complaint. You have an attorney present. Your appearance for the record.
Personally appearing on behalf of the defendant.
You waive the formal reading.
Hey, I apologize. Waive the formal reading. Ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, this is case number 21-0278. Doing some paperwork, sit tight.
Thanks.
I've entered a plea of not guilty on Mr. Ramos's behalf, and we're going to get into the bond portion of this case. Officer, any comments on bond?
Township requested a bond of $5,000, 10%, but we will leave that up to you and his attorney, Your Honor.
Royce, go ahead.
Yeah, I would request the court to enter a personal bond in this matter. My client, this offense is from December 22nd of 2020. And according to Mr. Ramos, he was incarcerated in the Macomb County Jail from December 19th until right before New Year's Eve. So I told him that if by the time he gets to his probable cause conference, he can get proof of incarceration showing that he was, in jail at the time, then this may be an easy one to wrap up. He seems very eager to get in jail. So we'd request a personal bond. I don't think that he's got a pretty good job working at Ford Motor Company. Been there for a couple of weeks. So, I think he wants to get it taken care of.
For the officer, how did you come in contact with Mr. Ramos? Why is he in custody?
He was picked up on a warrant, Your Honor. He was picked up in another jurisdiction in a vehicle. I believe he was just a passenger in a traffic stop.
Okay. Mr. Ramos, pay close attention to detail. You're to have no contact with Trent S. Jones. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're to have no third-party contact. You can't send a message to a family member or friend, no cell phone, text messaging, or any social media contact. You cannot return to, be in or around or near 6096 Victoria Street, Van Buren Township. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your bond is $5,000 personal with those conditions.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I need a minute to do some paperwork. The court date for Mr. Ramos is going to be June 16th with Judge Green at 9:45 a.m. by Zoom. That's
Thank you, Your
Wednesday,
Honor.
June 16th, 2021, Judge Green, 9:45 a.m. Case number 21-0278. That wraps up Mr. Ramos.
Thank you, sir.
Remo's got a personal bond, so you can see if anybody else wants him. Thank you. Nah, it's just good to know.
I appreciate it.
That's what it should be.
Prepared.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, it's always good to know.
Back to Kevin Rowley.
Come on up, Kevin. Stand right here. You're good.
Kevin Rowley does not have an attorney.
No, Your Honor, he requested not to speak to one.
Well, out of all the people today that needs an attorney, I think Mr. Rowley does. Mr. Rowley, my name's Al Hindman. I'm the magistrate. Today's the date and time set for an arraignment. Your full name for the record.
Kevin Laverne Raleigh Jr.
Mr. Rowley, I have a case before the court. It's a felony complaint. The alleged offense dates June 1st of this year. The location's 5 Main Street, City of Belleville. Count 1 charges you with unlawful driving away of a motor vehicle. They're alleging that you did willfully and without authority take possession and drive away, and did assist in and was party to such taking, possession, driving, or taking away of a motor vehicle, to wit, a Belleville Police Patrol vehicle belonging to another, to wit, Corporal Kristen Fall in the City of Belleville, contrary to 750.413. It's a felony that if you're found guilty, you could be sentenced up to 5 years in jail and the suspension of the driver's license. Count 2 charges you with stolen property, receiving and concealing of a motor vehicle. It alleges that you did buy, receive, possess, conceal, or aid in the concealment of a Belleville patrol car, a stolen motor vehicle, knowing or having reason to know or reason to believe that the motor vehicle was stolen, embezzled, or converted in violation of MCL 750.535, 7. This is a felony also that if you're found guilty, you could be sentenced up to 5 years in prison, fined up to $10,000 or 3 times the value of the motor vehicle, whichever greater. Mr. Rowley, serious charges.
Yeah, I know, sir.
And
I got really bad mental problems.
I know, hold on. We're going to get into that, okay? Because that's why I said, if there's anybody today that I've seen, you need an attorney. I want to inform you that you're entitled to what's called a preliminary examination. But before we get into that, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally and or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to what's called a preliminary examination. That's not a trial at which your guilt or innocence to be established. It's a hearing to determine if there's enough evidence to hold you for trial. Since you don't have an attorney present today, I'm entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We're going to schedule this matter for what's called a probable cause hearing.
Yes, sir.
Now we're to the bond portion of this case. And Officer Fall, go ahead.
Your Honor, I know that Mr. Raleigh here he advised that he does suffer from a mental disorder, paranoid schizophrenia. He did take his meds the day before. He did not take them the day of this incident. You know, I put in for a rather high cash bond on him based on what had occurred and it actually being a patrol car. And we're thankful that no one got hurt or injured at the time of the incident.
Mr. Rowley needs medical attention, as in psychiatric. I know we can mark that on the paperwork going downtown. Where do you live, Mr. Rowley?
I live in Wayne, Michigan.
So you have an address, correct?
Yes, sir. It's 34210 Richard Street.
34210.
Yeah.
What street?
Richard.
Is that Richard?
Yes, sir.
You have a contact phone number?
Yes, 734-934-4054.
Who do you live with?
Live with my mom and dad and my little sister.
Do they know where he's at, officer?
I don't know. Did you ever get a hold of your Aunt Amy?
No,
No?
I can't get a call.
Apparently not, Your Honor. I will let him use the phone today after the arraignment. However, his behavior from the day of the incident and then last night, he had to be restrained, and hence why he is standing the way he is. They took away his sweatpants.
Okay, let's get him on the phone.
Okay.
His bond's gonna be 50,010.
Okay.
10%. I'll make sure that Andy marks his paperwork for medical, and we'll go from there. But I want to make sure between now and when he's picked up to go downtown that his family members are contacted.
Yes, sir. I will make sure that happens.
I got some paperwork to do, sit tight for a minute.
Do you know your mom and dad's home phone number, Kevin?
I used to. I think it's like 734-527.
527.
4024 and 25.
And that's a 734 bud?
Yeah.
527? Okay. As soon as we're done here, I'll let you make some phone calls, okay?
Okay.
And see if they can come up with any kind of bond for you.
All right.
As long as you promise to continue to behave.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, case number 21-0454. Again, his probable cause hearing is on June 16th this year in front of Judge Green by Zoom. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Green. Bond's $50,000, 10%. It's going to be marked on his paperwork. He has medical issues, and you're to get a hold of some family members
Yeah.
transported. You're good with that?
Yes, sir, I am. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Go ahead and have a seat, Kevin.
That wraps up the arraignments, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Michelle, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So